Move on to another big story in this country. More than 50,000 undocumented children have crossed into the U.S. just since October. The flood of minors, the majority of them from Central America, are entering through Texas and Arizona mainly. U.S. President Barack Obama visited Texas yesterday, but was criticized for not going to the border to see the overcrowded facilities that house the minors. He defended his decision.
So there's nothing that is taking place down there that I am not intimately aware of and briefed on. This isn't theater. This is a problem. I'm not interested in photo ops. I'm interested in solving a problem.
These children have survived dangerous journeys from Central America to the U.S., but we almost never hear their stories. After a perilous trek through Latin America, Silvia Marroquin says she finally felt safe when she hit U.S. soil, but now fears deportation. Her parents are in the U.S., but she has a younger brother back home and wants to join them here in the U.S. Giselle Phelps has the story from Dallas, Texas.
I was scared. It was so cold. It's incredible because sometimes I was thinking that I will not survive.
13-year-old Silvia Marroquin was determined to make it to America, even if it meant getting there by herself.
I thought about that because I wasn't got fed enough. I was hungry. I was thirsty. We didn't have enough food, enough water. I got tired.
The teen says in April 2013, she embarked on a 3-week journey from El Salvador to join her parents who are now living in Texas. For her, life in her country had become unbearable. Her father, Elmer Marroquin, says he paid people known as coyotes $4,500 to bring Silvia out of El Salvador, across Guatemala and Mexico to Texas. While they knew it would be a risky journey, they never imagined the horrors Silvia would face.
Many forms felt humiliated. For a person that hurt me, and it really hurt me a lot.
Halfway through the dangerous journey, Silvia told her family that the men hired to help her then turned on her. They brutally assaulted her. They then abandoned her, leaving her along the Rio Grande. It was U.S. border agents who eventually rescued her.
I feel very sad. When she told me that she was suffering during the journey. But my wife and I prayed a lot, so one day we will be able to have her here with us.
Today, she is recovering from her ordeal. She lives in a Dallas apartment with her mom and dad, who both crossed into the U.S. undocumented 9 years ago. She also has 2 young brothers who were born Americans. But now there is a new wrinkle. Silvia's 10-year-old brother, Alexis Marroquin, who they say is stuck in El Salvador, virtually alone.
Because I didn't have enough money to be able to bring both of them.
We spoke to Alexis on the phone. He says he witnessed the brutal killing of his school bus driver.
So whenever they ask him to go down to the bus, they start hitting him, and they started hitting him with the firearms on the head. And I heard the shots. I got so nervous. Everybody started running. I started running too because I was nervous.
Alexis says he desperately wants to join his family in America.
I want to be with my dad. I want to be reunited with my family.
But that may not be so easy. Elmer Marroquin wears a government-issued ankle bracelet that monitors his whereabouts. He has an order of deportation against him. Silvia hopes the government allows the entire family to stay.
I suffer very much to come and be with my family, that I have to work hard, that I have to suffer a lot.
Silvia Marroquin is with us from Dallas, Texas, along with Ralph Isenburg, who operates the Isenburg Center for Immigration Empowerment. And also joining us is Reyna Ruiz, who is also with the Isenburg Center, and she is helping us as an interpreter for Silvia, who speaks Spanish and not English. Welcome to all of you to Arise America.
Hi.
I want to start with Silvia, if I may. Silvia, let me ask you, first of all, you had a horrible experience getting from El Salvador, but you did make it to the U.S. Was there a moment during that journey where you thought you would not survive, that you wouldn't make it?
Silvia, quisiera preguntarte qué es lo que sentías, qué era lo que tú pensabas que en algún momento no ibas a lograr llegar hasta acá, hasta los Estados Unidos.
Pues tenía mucho miedo.
I was so scared.
Y pues porque caminé mucho.
And because I walked too much.
Sufrí mucho.
I suffered too much.
No tenía suficiente agua.
I wasn't having enough water.
No comía mucho.
I didn't have enough food.
Y fue una experiencia muy dura para mí.
It was a hard experience for me.
Que pensé que llegaría a morir.
That I thought that I will die.
Let me ask you this, Silvia, now that you're here in the U.S., what are your hopes for your life and your future?
Ahorita que estás aquí ya en los Estados Unidos, ¿cuáles son tus esperanzas, tus sueños? ¿Qué es lo que quisieras hacer aquí en los Estados Unidos?
Tener una educación.
I would like to have a good education.
Ser abogada.
I would like to be an attorney.
Y poder ayudar a todas las personas que necesitan ayuda.
And I would like to help all the people that will have any issues or problems.
The truth is, Silvia, that there are Americans who do not want young people like you, illegal immigrants in this country. They are protesting right now to try to get the faster deportation of illegal immigrants back to their home countries. How does that make you feel to know that? And what do you want them to know about you and your experience?
En este momento, Silvia, hay personas que ahorita están protestando por todos estos niños que están entrando aquí al país. ¿A ti qué te gustaría decirles? ¿Qué te gustaría que ellos supieran acerca de esta travesía?
Para empezar, que
First of all,
nos den la oportunidad de quedarnos acá.
I would like them to give us the opportunity to stay here.
Porque sufrimos mucho para llegar acá.
Because we suffer too much in order for us to go all the way over here.
Habemos algunos niños.
There are so many children
que no sobrevivimos
that do not survive
cuando venimos para acá.
When they make the trip to come all the way to the U.S.
Y yo les quisiera decir
and I would like to let them know
que les den una oportunidad para que ellos puedan ser unos jóvenes más educados acá.
If they can give them an opportunity to get an education.
Well, you are a very brave young lady, Silvia. I want to turn to Ralph Isenburg, who's standing right next to you. Ralph, you're not an attorney. I don't think you necessarily have a background in working with immigration or the government. How do you get involved in advocating for these people who are escaping horrendous situations, looking for relief and asylum in the U.S.?
I'm a first-generation American who lost two-thirds of his family during World War II, Nazi Germany. And what I'm seeing today happen in this country closely resembles what happened during that time. And I'm also seeing blatant violation of constitutional law that needs to be corrected. If someone doesn't stand up and correct it, the next victims will be us, the U.S. citizens. In the case of Silvia, she clearly is an innocent child who has accomplished an amazing feat. And to even think about sending this child back to a country that is perhaps one of the most dangerous places on the face of the earth is unthinkable. We're Americans. We're better than that. And Personally, I don't think that President Obama needs to come to Dallas, Texas, or anywhere else in Texas to figure out that he needs to talk to the Congress and do something.
Ralph, and I know this will just be speculation on your part, but what do you think will happen with this family? Silvia's father is facing a deportation order. Her brother is stuck back in El Salvador. What does their journey look like?
We're going to do everything humanly possible to get that 10-year-old boy up here as quickly as possible. What is so sad is that the El Salvadorian government has given me permission in writing to go get that child, and I could have him back in 8 hours' time. 8 hours, and his problem would be solved, and he would be with his 5 family members. It's the United States government, and particularly the ICE office here in Dallas, Texas, that's preventing that from happening. And they're really not giving a good excuse as to why that can't happen. You know, I can't solve the problem of 70,000 or so kids on the border. But as I always say in our organization, we can save one starfish. And this starfish in El Salvador is easy. I'll go down there on my money. I'll go get him. I'll bring him back. He can join his family. As far as Silvia, I can tell you, she's going to be fine because we've gotten her into some of the finest schools, counseling offices, her family, the parents are hardworking, and it's more like a holistic approach to how you teach, how you handle immigrants.
Let me turn back to Silvia, if I can. Excuse me for interrupting you, but I don't want to run out of time. Silvia, you're in the U.S. now. How do you like the U.S.? How's your experience been?
Silvia, ahorita ya estás aquí en los Estados Unidos. ¿Cómo te gusta? ¿Cómo te sientes ahora ya estando aquí? ¿Qué es tu experiencia?
Pues me siento bien.
I would like pretty good.
Pues para mí es un estado muy bonito.
For me, it's a state, a pretty good state.
Porque tiene una educación mejor como la que no tiene El Salvador.
Because the education is better than in El Salvador.
Y pues acá uno puede cumplir la educación que uno quiere.
And in here you can have the education that you will like.
Y me siento bien.
I will feel pretty good.
Porque creo que voy a ser la primera miembro de la familia.
Because I am going to be the first generation of my family.
Que voy a estar en un colegio.
Who is going to be and go to college.
Y voy a tener una educación mejor.
Silvia Marroquin, Ralph Isenburg, and Reyna Ruiz, we thank you all for being here on Arise America. And you are watching Arise America.